Good evening, everybody. We're here for the 23rd Dock Party here on Zoom. It's our second on Zoom, so we're just getting used to the interface and making sure that everybody can get in front of the camera. This, compared to Blab, actually, is a different type of environment. We could have up to 25 video cameras loaded simultaneously on this screen. And currently we have 5 people in the house, and starting with our first member, Andrew Browne, is in the house from Australia.
How's
we got James Ferschweiler and DJ Hay from the left coast of California. And Allowistic Artist Vincent Strader's in the house. Hasn't been with us in a long, long time. You're from New Mexico, is it, Allowistic?
I am currently in New Mexico, correct.
Beautiful, beautiful. How's the weather out there?
Perfect.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So tell us what projects you've been working on lately, man.
Oh, boy. Been taking a pretty big turn towards doing more humanitarian projects.
Wow.
I've got this project I call Cloud in a Box. It's a water distiller / hot water heater that I'm putting together a business plan right now with Greg from Anchor also. To create a business to go down into Mexico, because just south of us is maybe 30 miles is Juarez. And so I want to create a system to where people can, because I live down in Mexico and I saw how difficult it was with having to carry, you're always having to buy bottled water because of their water system. And then the other part was they had these really scary hot water heater, like electrical units that plugged right into your hot water shower head. And I was always afraid I was going to get like electrocuted or something.
Yeah, I bet.
and so this idea is something to where it should cost less than a month's worth of bottled water, and it'll last for 20 years or more.
Awesome.
So,
that's cool.
That's a great, great idea.
Yeah, so I want to set it up because when I lived down there, I noticed everybody really liked to build little business. So I want to set it up to where it's a little business that somebody can start, and then if somebody else wants to be able to start the same thing, each person can start their business, because there's going to be plenty of people that need it and plenty of people that need it to be installed. And so it should be pretty fun.
That's absolutely awesome. Fantastic. So that's great. So do you have a prototype already designed and developed?
It's actually an open source project that the New Mexico State University created. I'm just adding the extra layer of, like typically the way they do it is they paint the inside of the box black so that the box heats up, and then the water that's inside of it evaporates up, hits the top surface, and runs down as clean water. Just like the way a cloud evaporates water and then it rains back down. What I'm doing is, instead of the spray paint, I'm using black water line inside so that it heats up the water, but it also uses that to heat up the box. And then that way it's actually more environmentally safe. We're getting ready to build a prototype here this next week. So to see, what sizes and shapes and how big and stuff like that. But it's pretty safe, straightforward. It's not rocket science. It's just taking it all came from me wanting to have a water system for a boat that didn't cost $4,000 because the water makers are electric, they're finicky, and they tend to go out. And so I wanted to create something that was solid state, stupid, and didn't need anything to make it work, just the sun.
How about it? That's great.
That's cool.
That's dynamite. Well, you got to keep us updated on Anchor. Let us know what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's one of the. I got way too many projects going on right now with. That's just like the tip of the iceberg one. That's the first section. Then I've got a full idea. It sounds like a science fiction project, really. It's my eventual goal with it is to have floating aquaponic gardens and doing farming at sea, essentially, with autonomous systems that can. it's a big, long list of things going on. But then there's, on the other side of things, there's the whole VR thing that I've still got going on. And I've got, we just started a development company with Lorraine from South Africa, my friend Viviano from Germany, my friend Rourke here, Greg's part of it, and then Sylvia. And so we've got our first app that we're working on. It's going to be a to-do list that's also going to be integrated with Siri so that the blind can use it. And
oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I want to make it to where we're going to take it and create it first for the U.S. market, but then we're going to put it in the South African market, in the German market, in the Dutch market, and that's how we're going to parlay it into the different markets, is just translate it.
Dynamite. Well, I know you have 2 beta testers that would be eager to help you right here.
Yes, and that was part of the inspiration of adding that extra layer to it, because we originally were just talking about this to-do list, and I was like, well, we've got some people that actually have vision as part of their, their where we need to create a solution. So this latest iteration, they included Siri for the developers to be able to integrate into their apps.
Right.
For that, you didn't really have that access. So we want to do something that's a little bit better than just the straight up Siri to do type of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our current project.
That'll be awesome. And that should be able to also work on the Mac OS platform too, since Siri's going to be developed to that OS now. Yeah,
eventually we'll make it to where it just propagates across all the different platforms.
Yeah.
Because I want to make a watch interface, the Mac interface, the iPhone, and then it should be able to technically go to your Apple TV also. But I don't know why you'd want your to-do list on your Apple TV. But Siri's there, so you could always ask her.
That's right. That's right. Why not?
Yeah.
Or cool. Him, depending on which gender you want to use.
Yes. True.
Right. And one thing I'll mention here in regards to the Mac OS and iOS 10 and everything is that for the beta versions of those, the very last of that has been released today. And then it will be officially released, at least iOS 10 on Tuesday.
The 13th. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been running beta. I got triple beta going right now. I'm even running the beta of the programming, the Xcode. Xcode's in beta also, so. Triple beta right now.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, guys, but how is my view right now? Anyone want to be my eyes?
Go ahead, James. Do you see?
I kind of saw your the very top of your head.
I see your bed right now, actually.
Oh, okay. Let me check. I don't want you guys seeing that.
Okay.
That's personal.
Okay. Move it around. Now I see your chair.
What do you need help with? Hold on.
Yeah, we don't want to see the.
I see your desk chair right now.
Oh boy, I gotta plug my phone in.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, while she's doing that, yeah. So basically, kind of what I was saying before we started this is. In regards to me going to the iPhone, at least for now, right now, my family and I are kind of trying to save up money for stuff that we really need to use right now and everything. So I might go to the iPhone 7 probably later on this year or next year, probably. Or depending on what research I do, because I might do a little bit of comparisons between, let's say, the iPhone and, let's say, an Android phone, and just see which one might benefit my kind of vision better, basically. Because if there's more features that I might be able to take advantage of in, let's say, an Android phone, then I'll still use my iPad as far as Apple-wise, but I'll probably go from that to So let's say maybe not necessarily the Galaxy Note 7 as my dad's going to, but perhaps maybe his Galaxy Note 3 or something. At least kind of start with that and just use the features in that or something. So it just through researching and.
You may look into also, they have that plan where you can get the phone each year, get a brand new one on the payment plan. It actually ends up working out less than what the cost of a brand new phone is each year, because you're having, I think it starts at like $35 a month.
Mm.
And you
well,
can,
it depends. Well, see, here's the thing, though. I mean, that's great and everything, but it really depends on this. Am I really going to be using all the features? Because if I know that I'm not really going to be using a lot of the features, then it's not really necessary to go to the new phone or something. Because I want to go to a phone that has features that I'm more than likely going to use.
See, the big challenge, James, is as your phone gets older, it has more potential to break down. So your battery needs attention, and as the battery needs attention, and since it's not a replaceable battery by the user, now you have overhead. So your best bet is to upgrade every 2 years when you can, if your contract allows for that, and then you roll into a new device. The device features are primarily geared toward the speed on the CPU. You have better cameras, which you don't use that much. You have better audio, which you would use more. And certainly, the inputs are going to change as well. So in terms of the actual device size, it's lighter, it's smaller, but it's going to give you better battery life, which is an important feature for you. So,
okay, I'm back, everybody.
All right, great. Welcome back. And so that's the key. Now, without a doubt, you should never spend money on a device or any type of technology if it's not going to give you some type of payback or reward, because otherwise you're just wasting your money. You could be spending it on other things that are more important to you.
Right.
Exactly.
Some people have money to burn. They want the latest and greatest, and they'll just order it right off the cuff and, wait for it to come in next week.
Sylvia and I are most excited about those new headphones, the ability to be able to auto switch between your Mac and your phone without ever having to change out the headphones. And she's
cool.
Always like a secret agent. She always got one earbud in. And so this will give her the chance to not be tethered to those cables anymore. And that's the thing I'm looking the most forward to, is with that new chip that they put in there, they've finally made it to where wireless audio makes sense. Because with the Bluetooth, you have so many connection issues and it falls off and it just wasn't complete, where I think those new AirPods are going to really make the remote audio usable.
I'm wondering how it relates to Bluetooth in terms of distance to the device as well.
I've been wondering about that, what their range is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And, it's certainly great technology. That W1 chip talks to the pods right out of the case. You open up the case, boom, it pairs it, and it's amazing.
And I love being able, as soon as you take it out of your head, it stops playing.
Yeah.
So it's not wasting battery life. Or if you forget and set it down, it's not just sitting there playing in the background.
Right.
So,
exactly.
yeah.
That would be great. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That would be great if Shure released their own Lightning headphones, because, again, I have the Shure SC215s, and they're very comfortable, and I really am very pleased with them. So I'm hoping that they'll release their own version of.
I'm sure they will. Every major company is going to adapt because, look, there are going to be millions and millions of these phones sold, and this is really the future of the concept. I don't know if Apple's going to keep it proprietary or whether they would license that across platforms. I don't know if we'll ever see that in an Android world or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Open source it or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
But they did say that there's, 900 million devices already?
Yeah. They did.
That's a lot of devices. I didn't even realize that there was that big of a marketplace already for it.
Yep. So it certainly makes sense. And, you know, I think technology has to move in that direction for those that are upset that they've removed the headphone jack. You
It's
know,
like, well, sorry, but it is what it is.
you have to get over it. You have to get over it. Just like anything else, we've seen device interfaces come and go. The floppy disk has come and gone. CD
Exactly.
The CD-ROM is gone.
Right,
They're going
exactly.
away.
DVD drive is gone. It's now Blu-ray.
Exactly. So you really need to
Yep.
be aware that that's going to happen. And, you know, at least they've retrofitted the TRSS to the Lightning adapter. So, and I'm sure third parties will make it even more interesting where the Lightning adapter will have multi-ports and you'll be able to power it. You'll be able to have additional headphones in that one. I mean, right now I use this Lightning adapter that allows me to plug in a USB device and power. So there's no reason why you can't do the same thing with TRSS. It'll certainly work. And, you know, they get $39 for one of these. So there's plenty of money to be made.
So which Lightning adapter is that one?
This is the Lightning to camera adapter.
Right, okay.
I put a picture of the box up on my Instagram so you can check it out. But, yeah,
cool.
they still have this. This was designed initially to be able to load images right off your camera via USB. And I use it with my microphone that you see here. So I go right into the phone with the ATR 2100. But there's no reason why it wouldn't work with anything like that.
One of the things that's so neat to see is audio is finally starting to get the attention it needs.
Yeah.
This move to digital for the audio, but also because of the virtual reality, the more you put people in a space, the more 3D positional, true ray traced audio and stuff like that makes more sense and becomes more important in that type of environment. And that's just going to trickle down to everything else in our devices when you start pushing that limit on what the audio capability is. Because we're way behind on audio compared to where we are on visuals, because the majority of us push towards the visual side of things. But when you combine that virtual reality and be able to not only tell that a sound's back over, say, your right shoulder, but when you look in that direction, then it's coming from the front of you.
Yeah.
You know, that's different than just stereo where it's, you know, positioned around you. Having that head tracking within that space so that one of the things I was imagining that you could do with some of this new technology is make it feel like the music is in your living room. And then depending on where you walk around in that living room, it still sounds like the trumpeter's over on the right and the trombonist is on the left.
Exactly.
No matter where you
It's
turn
kind of more like a surround sound type feel in a way.
Yeah.
Beyond surround sound, because surround sound, being able to do it with headbuds. Like, yeah, you can put speakers around you and then you're inside of it, but being able to have that in your ears and then depending on where your head's turning, that's something where that the next generations of that W2 or W1 chip plus with that they got accelerometers and other sensors in it that will allow you to be able to do stuff like that. That's really exciting.
And I think they'll adapt it to the watch as well. So you'll have GPS on your watch that'll be able to identify your precise location. I think your next iteration, or maybe not the very next, maybe not the iPhone 8, but you'll have 360-degree cameras on that phone soon.
We already have a camera on the front and the back.
Right.
So it doesn't take very much to go from that to having full 360.
Exactly. So
yeah,
you'll have rotational images, you'll have 360 audio, and then the sky's the limit. really
well, I've been playing with this new little app that's from the creators of Second Life. Remember the online game?
Yeah.
With the full online market. They created this thing called High Fidelity.
Uh-huh.
And what's unique about it is that it's you run your own server. It's a peer-to-peer type of a thing. And once you set up your own little virtual server, we could have a meeting like this, but in the virtual reality to where everybody's in that same space.
Yeah.
And instead of just looking at screens back and forth, you would be over there and I could hear, somebody over here. And you can actually do things like write on a whiteboard and have shared meetings. And so that's one of the things that I'm setting up is I'm working on building all that stuff so I can get my team that's across the world to be able to come into one place to actually have a meeting.
That's the future. I believe that we shouldn't have to get on a plane and go anywhere. I think
no, we're going to have teleporters before
right
too long.
Right in your own room, have the entire meeting, have a live band perform on stage, and that band be right in your living room.
You know what's interesting is the reason that we have an affinity for, like, say, the audio that we use on FaceTime versus cell phone calls is the latency. Cell phone calls have a 400 millisecond latency, which then causes you to crosstalk. In this system, it's sub 100 millisecond, and so you can have a true conversation going back and forth. They found out that for musicians to be able to speak back and forth musically, it takes sub 25 millisecond.
Yeah.
So we're still a little ways off from that band being able to jam across the world, so to speak. But somebody that was in a group projecting it into that space could totally do that. You familiar with the artist Reggie Watts?
Yes, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. He did a thing in alt space where they had 1,200 people in virtual space, and he did a virtual concert for them in that virtual world. So it's going to be to where eventually we'll be able to have millions of people in a place. So you could have a virtual concert where you actually went to that concert, but it wasn't in an actual location. It was all in the cyberspace.
Exactly. That's truly where it should be experienced. And, it's a lot safer too. You don't have to put all these people into transit.
Right.
Look how much
money. Until they fully release all the hidden stuff, like the teleporters and stuff, to where we can just walk through it and step out the other side. It's gonna be, we're still locked to that, but that's coming too.
I want to see that. Hopefully,
I'll be nice to not have to go and stay at an airport for hours on end. You can just walk straight through.
Yeah, you just walk right through the thing, and you're in Paris. Or you could take a bike ride. Say, hey, I'm going to go to freaking Swahili today. Just right out the other side on your bicycle.
That'd be awesome. Can't wait for that to happen.
Awesome. Absolutely. I love it. So, Andrew, were you supposed to be at a race today or something?
Yeah, I was hoping to be at a race today, but the weather turned me away, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
I was going to test my new little live streaming camera out.
Yeah.
The Mevo camera, which I bought probably a good couple of months ago. And I've got the full boost, the Pro Pack, so that's the camera part there. This is the bigger battery. So the camera has about 1 hour battery, but the boost gives it an extra 10 hours.
Wow.
And it's got the option to plug in Ethernet, 4G modem as well, so you can run LTE and use it as a hotspot.
Awesome. Awesome.
And it connects to Facebook Live.
Does it?
And it connects into livestream.com as well. So I was hoping to get some a video of the cars going around track, except the amount of rain that's going to be out on circuit today So
yeah, that's not going to work.
No. So
have you done any Facebook Live with it yet?
I have tested it once so far, and it looks pretty good. So it's a pretty good camera. It's got a 4K lens, Sony lens, and it's got a 150-degree angle view. So it kind of almost looks a little bit like a fisheye, but not completely bent on the corners. But the view is actually really good. So the audio is not bad. For doing motorsport stuff, it's not such a big deal.
That's awesome. That would be a great camera to use at a big event. I'm going to a class reunion this Saturday night. And
awesome.
It would be really cool to set that up in the room and do a FaceTime or a Facebook Live from the event, and everybody can get in front of that camera. It would be awesome.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
Definitely worthwhile.
What do they run? About $4.99?
For the bigger, for the Pro Pack, so it's obviously
Somebody else joined the meeting here.
Chris is in the room. Hey, Chris, can you hear us? He's just coming in. Chris, it's awesome to see you, my friend. Let's see if he's here. Can you hear us, Chris?
Takes a little while to get in, I think.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think I could hear Chris that much.
I don't know where she is.
Hello.
Chris, good to hear. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that I was on. I haven't used Zoom before.
You
I
actually
was like, oh, crud, I'm straight on.
Okay, so you can hear me, you can't see me, right?
Yeah, we can see you as well.
I see your head. I see.
Oh, there I am. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
How is everybody?
Pretty good.
Good. How are
James,
you?
I see. Oh, it bounces around. That's cool.
It does. Whoever's speaking comes up on the main screen, so that's what you get to see.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I just want to stop and say hi. I hadn't seen everybody or talked to anybody in a long time.
I know it's.
Hey, what's up? What up?
Hey, so what is going on, people?
We're going to test this out today, Chris.
Nothing much.
Oh,
Yeah, not much, Chris. We've been talking about, the Apple keynote event and everything and
right.
and so forth.
I've also been bugging Andrew about that Nevo. He just finally got that bloody thing, and I've been bugging him about.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to testing it. You're going to be on later on today? I'll give it a test out on the deck later today.
There
After
we
the
go.
DockParty's finished.
Oh, excellent.
One thing I'll be doing on Saturday night on Anchor is my family and I are going to be going to a Padre game, and my dad's work is paying for it basically, and they've invited us to go and watch it. We're going to be in this suite area. It's at 5. I think my mom said it was like 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 8:30 over in the eastern part.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So I'll be anchoring not all of it, but some parts of it. Like if our Padres are like ready to score a run or something like that, I might want to get that on Anchor or something like that.
Well, James, just to be fair, conversely, I should do that with the Toronto Blue Jays, just to be fair.
Yeah. So I'll be getting some parts of it on Anchor so you guys can hear it, but yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Avi,
Yeah.
Good to see you, Chris.
you too, sir.
So, what you been doing, man? I haven't seen you on Anchor in a while.
I've been working like an animal, so there you go, onto the water and wine. There you go.
Absolutely.
It's the hard stuff.
Before and after.
I'm doing the bottled stuff tonight, man. Nothing too expensive for the dock party. You know that.
Awesome. I wanted to ask you, how are things going? I noticed a lot of posts on Facebook. I know you're doing Periscope. I haven't plugged in any of those yet. And the Facebook Live, how's that working for you?
Facebook Live's great, but I've been spending 99% of my time on Anchor. I haven't been doing a whole lot with the other pieces, just because the interaction's so much greater.
It is.
So far on Anchor, it's been awesome.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Speaking of live streaming, have any of you guys heard of the live streaming app called LiveStar?
No.
Live stream. Yeah, just live stream.
Yeah, Live Star. It's
I haven't heard that one.
It's all joined together. Live Star, basically. It's a broadcasting app, basically, that it's sort of like Meerkat, though. You have to tune into the broadcast as they go live, and you can't replay them. But what we found is that a lot of people have been tuning into what we've been talking about,
Yeah, because on Periscope is great. Don't get either of us wrong. But yeah, no one's really tuning into our stuff. So, but on LiveStar, and I kind of lost count of how many followers I have, but regardless of whether if I have and Chris, by the way, in case if you don't know me, I'm DJ Hay and I'm totally blind. So there are occasions where I may have trouble getting the camera. Like today, actually, when I first called in, that's what was going on. But yeah, regardless of whether if I have the camera positioned in the wrong way, people are still tuning in and commenting on my broadcast, which is great. So
very cool. Yeah, I hadn't had any interaction with you on the video, but I think on Anchor I've heard some of your messages, I believe.
Yeah. I think so.
We've chatted. Yeah.
I believe.
But I didn't know you were blind till now.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it does say that in my not only my Anchor bio, but also it talks about it in because I did an audio bio wave that I have it pinned at the top of my profile.
Right.
So
okay.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. We don't read. I mean, I don't read.
On Anchor? We don't read on Anchor. Why would we do that? And we don't have to be blind not to read. That's even.
There you go. See. How's my amazing artist there? I haven't seen your work. I haven't seen any of your work lately.
I've been working on actually I haven't done a whole lot of art type based stuff. I've been in creation mode and so many other things other than visual right now. Got some big humanitarian water projects for creating a water distiller that
excellent
is also a hot water heater that I'm going to try to get down into Mexico for. I want to make it to where it's cheaper than a month's supply of bottled water.
Wow.
Replace your bottled water need for 20, 30 years.
Excellent. See, that's what I appreciate about this community. Everyone's so creative, no matter what they do. So yeah, I would love to hear about that. So please keep me in the loop if you remember. I'm curious. Yeah.
Carbon box. So yeah, I'm just working on the business plan and everything for it with Greg Dixon.
Oh, excellent. Okay, I know Greg.
Oh yeah, I know him too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're working together on that project, and it's one of many. I have been doing more stuff in virtual reality and getting everything set up so I can start doing more creation in that space. And
yeah, that's really cool realm. I've heard a couple of podcasts about it and how quick that's going to turn. I mean, some of the things that are going on, I mean, it's just revolutionary. So I'm excited about that.
It is going to make a bigger, profound change than any of us are aware of right now. Kind of like we don't even think about how powerful our super phones in our pockets are and how the internet brought us all together to collaborate. The problem with all that is you're stuck in this 2 degrees of movement interaction. You're on a 2D screen and you got a 2D mouse. These environments give you, 18 degrees of freedom because you got your head movement, 6 degrees, you got each hand.
Right.
And so you can create and interact in a much more natural way.
No, I can't wait. I've had zero experience with that, but it sounds amazing.
All of our phones, all the iPhones work with the Google Cardboard app, and so you can get a $20-$30 little headphone set that you put your phone in, and things like YouTube, you can actually queue up all your video in YouTube and then watch it on a giant virtual 60-inch screen in front of you.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Right now, you can buy a cheap little cardboard attachment, and I'll do it with, I'll put a bunch of videos in watch later list.
Right.
And then I'll just kick it back. And because you can reset it, and it just looks like you got a giant screen in front of you.
That's amazing.
I have a question for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I did try a tripod for my phone once, but it really didn't work that well for me because, you have to orient the phone a certain way, and me not being able to see which way it's going. What would you recommend for me?
I would recommend in front of you on that wall there, make a magnetic mount. So you can just slap your phone on it and it faces you, and you're standing in front of your DJ session and it's just pointing back at you.
That's a great idea, yeah. And then it's permanently, wherever your chair sits, it actually films you, yeah?
Yeah, you just reach up and the magnet would set it up there.
That's a great idea.
Maybe even getting like an Archon mount or something.
What's that?
Maybe an Archon mount. That might be the way to do it. It's kind of like a tripod in a way.
I definitely like the Archon. Let me get one and I'll show you.
Yeah, I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Isn't that a lamp? Basically an old lamp that you can move around?
No, it's more kind of like a tripod in a way.
This is the actual Archon adapter where the phone will slip right in here, and you could actually put a magnetic mount on the back and it would just snap in.
I need one of those.
These are great. This is how I do my stuff. And
which one do you have, Avi? I'm sorry. What brand?
It's the Archon mount. I can get you the information. So you can. This is
So it looks like DJ Hay. It looks like a camera stand, like a long tripod.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a tripod, DJ?
Like I said, I tried one, but it really didn't work too well because there was like this extra little how would I describe it? It was like this. It had like one of those little like clasp things or whatever where you had to actually push it down or pull it down a certain way.
Right.
And since I do have an orientation issue, since I can't see how certain things are unless if someone's there with me or if they like guide my hands and be like, okay, here's how it is. That's why I'm asking everybody what's the easiest way so that
I'll tell you the way I would do it. I would play some music through the headset, not through your headset, but through the actual phone. So you hear audio through the top speaker, and then you've now oriented the top of the phone. So you're holding it, and once you hear it out of the top, then you just move your hand around, and you'd be able to click it right into a magnet, and the magnet would hold it exactly where you positioned it. Okay?
So do you need a case for the magnet, Avi, for your phone? Yes.
It actually comes with an adapter for the back of the case. So
okay.
It's a metal plate, and it sticks right on. Not the one that I just showed you.
You know what you could actually do? You could just put a piece of sheet metal on the wall and put a magnet on the back of the phone.
Yeah,
and
then it won't orient it on the proper angle. You actually want this to be able to be on a ball slot, and it moves back.
We need a voice pointing phone for the blind. So you go over here, and it goes boop, and it points to your face.
Doesn't that Mevo do that? Doesn't it follow you as you move? I know there's cameras that do it.
Yeah,
they do have that.
A lot of the Logitech.
The Logitech 920, the one I'm using, does that.
Okay.
It'll autofocus and do all that. But the thing is, you want to use the phone to be able to do your broadcast. You can't use one of these devices.
Exactly, because I was going to say I want to still be able to live stream on LiveStar and stuff like that. And if
you
I
might be able to do that on your Mac, though. If you had a Mac,
I do have a Mac.
You could make something to where you wore something, and then we made a smart mount that would just point at that something.
Archon makes this stand for you too, so it sits right on your desk, and I'll get you the part numbers for this. And then it has actually they made one for Terry White, which has two adapters for two phones. So you could either have an iPhone on one side and an iPad mini on the other side.
Oh, nice.
Okay, but what it has is a magnetic. You have the magnetic adapter. There's just a place for this magnetic adapter, and you just stick it right on, and goes on, off. You don't have to worry about the grips, the spring-loaded grips. You don't have to worry about any of that.
I got to get those.
Nice.
Abby, that's why you're the tech concierge.
Exactly. How is my view right now, by the way, guys? Anyone want to? Sorry, anyone want to be my eyes?
If it was reversed, you would be showing you, but you're looking directly at your turntable.
Oh, well, because I'm a DJ. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of which, remember that she does have a gig coming within the next couple of weeks.
Yes,
Look at
yes,
that.
yes.
One DJ promoting another. I love it. Synchronicity.
Yes, but anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I wanted to ask because I'm getting, to be honest, as a person who's blind, I'm getting quite tired of this camera issue that I keep having to deal with. So that's why I'm asking you guys for recommendations.
The other thing I would do is you know which side of your phone the camera's on.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I could feel.
Hold on. Think about this. If you hold the camera up to your nose and then pull it away from you in a direct line, you're still going to be pointing at your face.
Yeah,
So
good
if
point.
you're just going to draw a rectangle box off of your head in your mind to where that end is parallel to you, you could be pointing back towards yourself. You just have to mentally think of that alignment and starting at like close to you and then moving it away. As long as you don't keep rotating your hand, you can think of, if you put your hand on your forehead and then move it away, you can still keep your hand oriented to your forehead even though you can't see it.
Good point. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you just have to mentally project that shape back to your face. Think of it like sound, like, okay, my hand is a speaker, so I'm going to look at that speaker. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mean like that?
I just seen your hand.
I see your hand.
You can see your hand in front of the camera.
But now the question is, where is the camera right now in relationship to yourself? Where do you have the camera?
She's holding it right in front of her, but she's pointing it in the direction. The camera's on.
She was holding it in her left hand. I think she's holding it in her left hand, right? Or in the left.
Well, go ahead.
There's the mixing.
Your mixing board is showing.
So the front of your camera where you would talk into the phone, hold the phone up to your left ear.
Got it.
Phone to your left ear.
Okay. She's using the out-facing camera. That's
exactly what's happening. So tap the screen once, and it should reverse the camera for you.
You might need to double tap.
Voiceover just said it's displaying your video. See, I don't know if that would be accessible.
That's a lovely couch you have there, DJ. Hey.
Yes, it is. But yeah, voiceover just said displaying Avi's video because again, voiceover, there's gestures that are different.
So everybody be quiet. So what we're going to do is, you hear my voice now, DJ. What I want you to do is, I'm going to be quiet, but I want you to tap on the screen yourself so that you can reverse the screen. Let voiceover orient your screen so that the camera is in the front-facing camera rather than the rear. Go ahead.
Okay, it still says it's displaying your video.
Well, but I see part of your arm. And now I see the mixing board.
Just turn your phone around.
Yeah, if you actually flip the phone in your hand, so the rear of the phone is going to be facing you rather than. That's better.
Oh, we caught party
That's
there.
Better. Now now take the phone and put it right against your forehead. Hold that phone against your forehead. Bring it up to your forehead and tap it on your face. Just actually bring it toward you. That's good. Now what I want you to do is move the phone up toward the right. Turn the phone toward the right, the other right. Turn it the other direction. That's perfect. Now bring it back and tap your forehead exactly where it is. I want your nose right in the middle of the phone. Go ahead. and bring it up.
Sorry for laughing, but
That's okay.
when it comes to
There. That's
You're close, lady.
You're
You're
getting
close.
Now, I want your nose.
Close.
Put your nose right in the center of the phone, so it touches the phone. Good. Now make it flat. Make it flat against your forehead. Move it up to your forehead, and turn it just to your right a little bit. Keep moving it the other direction. That's it. Keep going a little bit more. Good.
Okay, so we can see your eye now.
So I see both eyes, but you're on an angle. Now I want you to pull your hand away from your face. Pull it away. Start pulling it away on that same angle. Keep pulling it away. Further.
Which one? The one that I'm holding my phone?
The one you're holding the phone on. I want you to pull it directly away from your face. Keep going. Pull it away from your face even more. Even more. Pull the phone away like you're going to reach across the room with your hand. Just pull it away. But now bring it back to your face again because you changed that's it.
There you are.
That's it. Keep turning it.
Now we can see you.
Turn it. Don't turn it too much.
Just bring it down a little bit towards your lap as well.
There you go.
That's it. Now right there.
Now you're in the frame.
Right there, you're in the frame. I see, but you're just on a little bit of an angle. Now, that's the position I'd want you to put the phone on the tripod. If you had a tripod, that's where you'd want it. Okay?
Gotcha.
All
a little
right.
more distance, though.
But now
that's perfect.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We could move it we could adjust it just minorly, but right now at least you're seeing your face. Okay?
Yep.
Now,
okay, so
the challenge. Let's do the challenge. The challenge is it's the back of your phone now that you're looking at. You're not looking at the screen. Okay, so if you turned it around, it would be a problem for you because the camera is facing the opposite side. But that's perfect. Now the question is, where can you put the phone so it's comfortable, so you don't have to keep moving your hand around? Because as you move your hand, you change the reference point.
Yeah.
Did I see a MacBook on your table there?
Yes, that's mine.
That's her MacBook Air.
Use that next time. Because this app actually works with that.
Okay.
Right now.
And then all she has to do is line herself up in the middle, right?
Looking at you.
Yeah.
Because then the camera on the Mac will actually focus on you directly and have your face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you brought Zoom up, you could even do it now if you wanted to. You can get on Zoom with your Mac if you could.
Yeah, you know what? Let me try that real quick.
Go ahead.
We're
not going anywhere.
Just bear with me, guys.
Sure.
Go ahead. We'll be here.
Yes. So
set your Mac up as a holder. You could literally just set your phone.
There you are.
Yeah, if you could leave it just like that, it would be.
There you are.
You could actually put the phone right in your Mac keyboard. Just lay it up against the screen. And
that is funny, DJ. Hey, we can see you now. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just leave it right here then.
Put your computer on though.
Yeah, put that. You could actually use your computer screen as your backdrop, and put the phone right up against that, and then sit in front of the phone, in front of the computer.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is the audio coming out of it will triangulate your head back to orienting in the right place.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, you just had it. Where you just had it.
Let me unplug my phone because I have my phone charging, and so
Oh yeah.
So it won't balance.
There you are.
Oh my goodness!
Perfect.
Best ever. That's so amazing.
Perfect.
You look great.
Okay, so I'll do it. I'm going to do it this way from now on then.
Yeah, it's easy.
And especially when I do my yay.
Yeah, you're right in the middle of the screen. Perfect.
Perfect. That is
right,
awesome.
right. And also
but
too, you can definitely still try to get Zoom on the Mac.
Yeah, but I still do love that. I still do love the idea of that thing you guys were talking about, or the icon mount or whatever it is.
I'll get you all the specs. I'll get you all the part numbers so you'll be able to order it. I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up with the owner of the company. He'll be able to get them out to you. Maybe he'd even name one after you.
There you go.
The DJ mount. That would be awesome.
You know,
Aaron Aaron is the owner of the company. He goes everywhere. You see him giving these things away everywhere. But he actually sets these up for a lot of the influencers in social media.
Oh, excellent. I might be interested in getting one myself.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some.
Here's the little piece of tech I was talking about. I've loaned my actual headset out, but it's actually, that says Bobo.
Okay. Oh, the virtual reality.
Yeah, this is for your phone.
Excellent.
The 6 or the Plus or the regular size will both fit in there.
Right.
And it actually has headset too, so you can plug in the mic jack. Well, at least for the 6 phone.
So if I Google that, I just look up Z4.
Look up Bobo Z4. I've actually got some waves on it that I had shared about it, and Sylvia got me this one. She had tried a couple of other ones because I've got the heavy VR. I've got the Oculus Rift.
Right.
And I was explaining to her, and then it dawned on me, wait a second, you got an iPhone. That'll work with Google Cardboard. The Google Cardboard app splits it out to where you have the stereoscopic eyes, and then it uses the tracking to move around. And
that's crazy.
There is a ton of already 360 video that's out there.
Okay.
And it just keeps getting better and better. And the resolution of our smartphone screens is good enough that when you put it up your eyes with that, it's basically just got 2 magnifying glasses in it. The pixel density is deep enough that you get a little tiny screen door effect where you can kind of see the pixels, but because they're a retina screen, you almost don't, especially if you're doing any kind of movement, you don't really notice that too much.
Wow. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna be bugging you a lot more. I appreciate it. Yeah, I absolutely appreciate it. Guys, I have to go. I haven't had dinner yet, so I just want to pop in and say hi to everybody since I haven't been on Anchor. And I'm going to get back on Anchor and start chatting with you guys again because I miss it.
Good.
Yeah, I definitely miss it. So.
Yeah, I haven't been on Anchor as much because I usually have Sylvia in my ear on FaceTime audio. And so,
Sylvia from Amsterdam? Sylvia?
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
I didn't know that.
Did you know that? No, I came on Anchor a long time ago. We've been
She's
together.
a sweetheart. I absolutely love her. Yeah.
I love her too, and I've even been practicing some of my Dutch with her. Because
yeah, so I'm getting my passport and planning on going out there for my birthday in January.
Awesome. Can't wait to see some pics. Awesome.
Yeah, so another little interesting love nest thing is Pokerman is right now up with Danger at Danger Zone.
No.
We went to see her yesterday. Yep.
She has been so it makes sense because she's been in defense of Mr. Pokerman for a little while now. And I was like, because I heard one just not too long ago. So good. You know what? Pokerman seems like a really cool guy too. I mean, listening to him. And I love Danger. So good for her.
The thing is, Anchor was his very first social media app. He had never used anything before. No Twitter, no Facebook.
Really?
He just got his very first iPhone he'd ever had. And so I was like, well, that makes sense why he's always breaking the rules and the paradigms because he doesn't have any frame of reference. So he's like what he's doing right now is brilliant. He's creating a wave for each month. And then each day he goes in and only talks in that wave and he puts like a date and then he'll share it with me. Like on the 7th, he sent me a wave that was the 7th, but it's all a September wave.
My waiver.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the way he says that. I like the way that,
yeah, he does that well, doesn't he?
Enjoy your dinner, Chris. Hope you enjoy your dinner.
Thank you, guys. Great talking to you all.
Good to see you, Chris.
Thanks, Avi. Send me that info on that.
Going, guys, also
Appreciate it.
I'll definitely do that.
And everything, so
after the broadcast is finished, Chris, I'll test the Mevo out on the deck. So
yeah, hit me up. I'll probably be done dinner by then. Cheers, guys.
Cool.
See you, Chris.
Thanks, Avi.
Yeah, I'm going to sign off also, guys.
Cheers.
All right. See you, James.
All
right.
Yeah.
See you, James.
That's great. That's great. So.
Oh, cool. And VoiceOver even tells me who left the meeting, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, neat. I was actually playing with the VoiceOver the other day on my phone just because when I wake up in the morning
Mm-hmm.
for like an hour or two, my eyes are just kind of blurry. I can't really see. So I was like, when I had heard from the last DockParty that you guys had sight issues, I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool that we now have devices that can actually speak to you everything that it's doing. And it was interesting using that. It's getting a lot better. Used to be, complete separate tools. Because one of my ex-wives, it sounds funny to say it that way.
One of them.
One of my previous ex-wives, previous exes, is deaf. And so I learned the other side of things. Only everything was based on visual instead of audio. And then with
closed captions and things like that.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You always have that kind of question, like people would ask you, would you rather be blind or deaf type of thing? And for me, I'm such a visual person that I would rather lose my hearing than my sight. But Sylvia is such an audiophile that she would rather lose her sight than her hearing. She listens to most movies rather than watching them because she likes to use her imagination to create all the imagery rather than watching it on the screen.
Right. Well, it's actually funny you mentioned that because and by the way, I would recommend everybody watching this, whether if you're watching it live or on YouTube when it's available, but go check out this article that someone wrote about pet peeves of the visually impaired and I've dealt with this as well, but when people often correct a person with a visual impairment because they think, oh, the poor person can't be like me. So for instance, when I would say I watched this YouTube video, they'll correct me like, oh, you mean you listened to it? And it's like, well, yeah, but also I'm just like you, so I can use those words as well. I just do it differently. So
well, and the audio can translate into images in your head, whether or not you've originally seen something or not. We still all have imagination. We all still have that ability to see things in our head, whether or not it's being translated through the visual cortex or not.
Exactly, yeah. And then I was also going to mention too that if you want some great tips on how to interact with people like us, there's a video on my YouTube channel called How to Interact with Someone Who is Blind. So I would definitely encourage you and everybody else to check that out.
It's an awesome video. I've watched it, and it's tremendous. I've given you accolades on that one, DJ. You did a great job with that. It's awesome.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of insight, doesn't it?
Really,
you don't really understand what it's like for that person who is blind until you see that video. Like, oh, okay, well, that makes a hell of a lot more sense now.
I was thinking about this today, DJ. I'd love to do an anchor piece with you and others that are visually impaired, as well as people that have issues with like sound, with touch, with different types of senses, and how they perceive them, how they interact with the world, and so others could appreciate it better. I know you have that video, but it's interesting. I had a question in my mind for example, for you to say, how do you visualize yourself? If you've never seen yourself, what is your self-image? You know what I mean? People have issues with having a self-image when they can look in the mirror and see themselves, and they have issues with that. But if you've never seen yourself, the ability for you to analyze and understand what you present to the world is very interesting to me, because I think it's often actually better not to be able to see yourself in terms of having a better self-image about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I got to say, when you're asking me this, are you asking about like, how do I see myself as far as a person in general, or just?
Do you have a mental image?
Do you have a mental image of how you look, for example? If you had to draw yourself or compare yourself, I don't know how you actually see yourself. For me, for example, if I didn't see myself in the mirror, I would picture myself as like a 6'4" guy, and I'm 5'6". Okay, so I
Oh,
picture
okay.
myself much taller and having a bigger presence, just because if I didn't see myself, that's the way I feel inside. You know what I mean? So you feel a
Yes.
certain way, and you know what you look like. But if you've never seen what somebody looks like, the question is, what do you actually visualize? What do you see? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, for me, I would imagine that I'm about maybe 5'7", I guess. Yeah. Definitely not 6 feet, but 5.
You know, what's interesting also to think about is how we perceive our 3D environment around us. With having the visual in it, a lot of us tend to not pay as much attention to the auditorial part. But if you go and just do a little bit of tests, like I've done this plenty of times, I've blindfolded myself for multiple days at a time just to enhance my hearing. And within a short order, you can completely make an environment around you just through the sound. Like I could totally see how I could understand how you could navigate in a world like that, because the amount of detail that comes in through our ears when you remove the visual part of it is astounding. The amount of detail and fine granularity of what you can recognize when you put your attention towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, hearing's a big thing. Like there's so many sounds and noises around you that you don't really notice them until you actually see it, close your eyes. And even if you put your blindfold on, you know, that sense of feeling as well, like you can almost sense how close things are to you as well.
I can literally sense and feel something without having to see it. I can feel an energy field near me. I can feel when I'm close to a wall without having to see it. Go ahead.
You know that here's the thing that amazes me, and obviously this is something that these people who use this have developed at a really young age. But and this person I'm talking about. How many of you guys have heard the name Daniel Kish? Have any of you guys heard that name?
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
Well, he is a gentleman who is blind, and he would make these click sounds like a dolphin. So when he would be just walking,
echolocation, yeah.
Yes. And I'm like,
back in a sec, guys.
because when and when I was watching a video of him, I'm like, when he said, "Oh yeah, I'm walking past, I'm walking past this basketball court, and the basketball hoop is right to the left of me." I'm like, "How the heck are you able to?" It just amazes me, but it's also like, well, even if I tried echolocation, I don't know, because for my life I've been traveling with my cane. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it works for some people. And again, I'm amazed by how he was able to be like, it's like even when my favorite DJ and I were talking about it, because he was amazed too when I told him how I'm able to DJ. But even when he was talking to me about him, he also was like, it was super amazing how he knew exactly what the object was, where it was. He walked around it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's right over here."
Mm-hmm.
Well, he developed that fine sense of being able to sense and hear the echo, and that ability to get your surroundings. I mean, other beings are able to do that. It's just a matter of tuning into that.
Well, and our stereo hearing, the differences in delay from one ear to the other will literally can translate to where it is if you pay enough attention to it. That's the whole key. Is once you increase your attention and your awareness on that, that's how you're able to do that. And if that's what's so interesting to me, is that how the VR soundscape is starting to mimic and pay attention to that, because they realize that what we have right now is kind of like a watered down version that's a bunch of fakery rather than the way the actual world works. And we take it for granted of the way that the soundscape is around us until we hear it being done wrong. You know, it's one of those things where it just sounds natural. We don't pay any attention to it until there's something that, wait a second, that's it. It'll sound flat. Like you won't have that depth that we have in our natural environment when you put yourself in that kind of a space. So, yeah, everything is all about awareness, consciousness, the awareness of being aware.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I think, I really do think that we've had a great discussion. I don't know if anybody else has any other topics they may want to bring up, but
I'm just waiting for Andrew to come back in the room, and then what we'll do is we'll call it a night at 8:30. I think that's what we'll do. I didn't have too many additional. There he is.
Perfect timing, wasn't it?
So, what platform, Andrew, are you going to use your Mevo camera on? Where are you going to do this?
I'm thinking Facebook.
Oh,
Facebook
cool.
Live.
I'd love to see that.
I'm going to be testing it. It's looking like tomorrow's going to be a really good day for racing. So there's only going to be like 1 millimeter of rain down at Phillip Island, which will be good. So I'm going to test it there tomorrow, more than likely.
What time will it be, your time?
It'll be early in the morning, so probably around 7 p.m. your time.
Okay, cool.
Around 9 a.m. So.
Well, that gets recorded on Facebook Live. I normally go out dancing around that time. I'm out to dinner.
Yeah.
It's Friday night. You know, I got to get down with the DJ, hey? That's what I do on Friday nights.
The way to do it, isn't it?
Awesome. That's great.
So, yeah, looking forward to testing it. So I'm going to test it out on the deck today as well, which I was planning to do after the DockParty. But, yeah, it should be good. The quality of this is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm actually quite surprised at how good it is. It's better. It's amazing how much different it is with 4G compared to over Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz. And again, with 5 gigahertz. 5 gigahertz compared to 2.4, the quality just goes up tremendously.
Bandwidth.
Yeah.
Now, will that work with your desktop?
It will.
Oh, that's really cool.
All you have to do is connect it to like an iOS device. So as long as it's an iPhone, iPad, or iPod, it'll allow you to use an app. And then wherever you set Facebook Live up, whether it's on a page or your main profile, you can change the settings to say, okay, who can view it and who can't. So if I want to do public broadcast, I can set it up on my page to do that on my profile. So, yeah, the quality is really good. The lens is really wide. So it'll be really good to kind of get some great captures tomorrow on the track. That was what I intended on using it for while I'm at the track, and I can do live streaming video while I take photos on my real camera.
And you can connect it through, say, OBS as well? Can you have it be a camera view from your OBS?
I don't think so. Not at this stage.
Okay.
But you can, using the live stream studio platform, you can set this up as a remote camera. So you can have like multiple cameras connected at once. So if you were at a racetrack and you wanted to capture everything from all the corners around the track, all you'd need is one of the Mevos at each corner. Yeah. Around every part of the track. And I think you can capture up to 16. The software's like $800 US, so I'm not spending that money.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Now, what I've been able to do is with OBS, you can actually interact with the Facebook Live through the web interface, and it works. It will actually link in, and you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. You can also do it through the Facebook app on Windows 10.
Yeah.
So if you've got Windows 10, you can, instead of using OBS, you can go directly via your camera through the desktop.
Just use the Facebook app directly that way. Okay, I haven't tried that. I haven't tried the app. I just go through the browser. But that's interesting.
Yeah, because it cuts out OBS altogether. So at least that way it's directly through the app and it'll work. As long as your camera can be detected and it can pick up a picture, then it'll work.
Now, but you don't have the ability to connect the Mevo camera to your PC directly. No.
No.
Interesting. But
So
you really
it's
wouldn't want to anyway. I mean,
you don't need to.
no.
I mean, I could use it
with 10 hours of battery life. What do you need to plug in?
Yeah. Well, it's good. I mean, on the back here, you got 3 options. So you got Ethernet, 4G modem, and the modem just sits in like that. So it's nothing too hard. Really simple to use. In fact, you got I'm not sure if you can see that. See that red and the white stripe there?
Yes.
This turns and you can actually lock the thing in place so that the camera doesn't move. So I've got one here, so it's locked in on here. So I can just turn that and it locks in. Or I can take it off and disconnect the whole thing.
Very cool.
So it's got an SD card in there as well at the bottom there. So that's got a 16 gig from factory. Just a SanDisk one, and yeah, it's
what's exciting with what Intel's coming out in their next iteration of solid state SSD type drives. They'll be on that little card put a terabyte.
Awesome.
That's 1,000 times faster than our throughput that we're using right now.
That's awesome.
So we'll have
their technology is getting so much better. They're building some really cool stuff.
That's the future, guys. That's what we're going to see.
That's why I love technology.
That's great. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Like the graphics inside the processor on your standard CPU is fantastic. Yeah. And the little the NUCs that they bought out, the barebone systems, they're just going gangbusters.
Yep.
They're amazing. The way that they can perform and do all the things that you want it to do is just incredible.
Well, you look at that new image processor on the iPhone 7, it does 100 billion operations in 25 milliseconds.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was like, all right, I don't really need a digital SLR anymore because that's a dumb SLR.
Yeah.
Smartphone, being able to do all that kind of stuff, it takes out 90% of the work that you would have to do in processing. And so if it can do 80% of the stuff that you would normally be able to do, anything else you need to do, really you could tweak in Lightroom or Photoshop to make up for it. So
exactly
with that new phone, also the ability to be able to see a live preview when you're shooting makes creation so much better than because I've shot at this point probably 200,000 photos through the different camera devices I've had since I first started taking pictures.
That's good.
And one of my best photos I ever took was on the original iPhone 3 years after it was no longer used for an iPhone. My brother gave it to me. It had a cracked screen, and it was, still one of my absolute favorite photos I've ever taken was on that little device.
I've got this really good photo on my background that I took at Phillip Island last time that I was there. Just change the camera around so you can see. But that's it there.
You were right on the track, man. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of my favorite shots. And getting a whole bunch of cars in that position coming down the hill, coming into turn 1 at Phillip Island. 5 cars wide at the back there. It's just absolutely
DJ, if you could visualize standing in the middle of the road and having 25 racing cars coming at you right now.
It's just
amazing.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I've got some other really cool shots at Bathurst with all the cars coming around Hell Corner. You have a whole bunch of lights racing in the dark coming towards you all at once, and there's probably 60 cars out on track, and it's pitch black.
Wow.
So it's, this year they started at about 5:45 in the morning. And every year they're starting to go darker and darker and darker. So you get more time at the cars racing in pitch black conditions.
Wow.
And what happens is when they first start, you hear the roar of the engines come. So it's pretty quiet when they first start doing the couple of warm-up laps. And then they start the race and the green flag waves, and then they just roar. All you hear is all the cars coming. Lights, camera action, and then away you go. So pretty amazing.
Bathurst is one of my favorite tracks to run in VR.
Yeah, it's a great track.
A lot of laps on that one. That and the Nürburgring is probably my favorite. I've got 300 or 400 laps on that track now.
Have you tried Le Mans on iRacing?
Yeah, I just got Le Mans. No, I got the Nürburgring one. They hadn't come out with Le Mans yet.
Le Mans just arrived just as of yesterday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's an awesome track. I'd like to go and do that event and take photos of that. That'd be an awesome place to go. Even Daytona would be cool, the 24-hour race.
I've been to Daytona. Not for the 24-hour. I went for the NASCAR event.
Ah, cool. That would have been awesome.
My little brother used to have a NASCAR women's clothing company he created, and we went to like every freaking NASCAR race for a year.
Wow.
Awesome.
Now he's got he started an energy drink, Gas Monkey Energy.
Okay, cool.
Guys, Fast and Loud. He's business partners with those guys, and so he's been flying all over the country. They've got like I think 8 different teams now that they're sponsoring with the Gas
That's
Monkey
awesome.
drink. So I've been trying to get him into doing sponsorship for like iRacing in the sim world. Because I was like, dude, there's a million eyeballs that you can get out there, and you can get it.
Of course. And then that way they can buy your product. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, because they're all streamers there. They have their little can of, energy drink.
They'll keep them going for 24 hours.
Right. That's what's amazing is that in this virtual reality racing stuff, you can run a 24-hour race with multiple teammates from around the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's amazing how much that technology is changing to allow you to do all those things. It's just getting better and better each time, isn't it?
Well, the guys with iRacing, they were the old team that had Papyrus and did the IndyCar game back in the early 90s. And I remember playing it on my 486 DX66, when the state of the art, everybody had still 386s at the time.
Yeah, I remember that game. That was awesome. It was running DOS, and it was the Indy 500, I think.
Yeah, Indy 500. Yeah, so they've continually...
Ever since that game came out, I remember how good it was back then, and, looking at it now, it's,
it's
totally different.
Oh, my God, I'm racing a mosaic pattern.
Going to the actual Indy 500 in 2004 and sitting in the track grandstand, it's just incredible to watch live.
Yeah, it was so cool. My brother got to go this year. It was the first time he had ever been to the Indy 500, and he was a sponsor.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that? Because what's funny is back when we had the clothing company, we used to like fake passes and like have to sneak our way in because we didn't have enough money to get into the races and stuff. And now he's the team.
That's cool. Which team does he work with?
He has the Gas Monkey Energy, so they've got, I don't remember who's on the IndyCar. I can't remember. He had teamed up with Buddy Rice. Remember the IndyCar? Indy 500? Yeah, I had painted.
He was the winner of the race that I went to, Buddy Rice, 2004.
Back in, okay. Well, I had painted his helmet. I worked
really?
as a helmet painter. And was painting helmets on Gasoline Alley at that time. And when he won that, we ended up doing like 20 of his helmets.
Uh-oh, we just lost the boy.
Yep, I'm afraid so.
Uh-oh.
His computer said no.
Something happened. Battery where he pulled the plug.
Maybe.
Exit stage left.
You got it. Well, I'll tell you what,
Hopefully.
guys. It's an opportune time to break session, I guess, for us tonight. And we'll have to let Allowistic know that we certainly enjoyed him being here with us tonight. It's
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was really good.
interesting discussion. The man's got some great things going on and a lot of background. So it's always fun to have him on the party with us. So it's great.
Totally.
DJ, thanks so much. Your camera looks absolutely awesome. I got to tell you, that's the position you want that camera to start in because it's working flawless.
Good. I still don't think the stand would be a good idea as well.
Yeah.
You know,
No question. I'm going to get you information on that. And
and
I'll get you the ringtone information you're looking for too. We'll see if
I
we
was
can
just
get that
going to
for you.
say yes, because
No worries.
this song that I want to make a ringtone out of, they don't have on iTunes.
Okay.
So,
Good. So you want to be able to make it on your Mac and be able to transfer it to your phone, right?
correct, yes, and to be able to preview what it's going to sound like before, you know, making it official. So that way, if I need to fine tune it, or maybe if I need to, stuff like that.
All right, great. I'll do what I can. I haven't done a whole lot of that, but I'll get you some research and I'll get you some information on it. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I definitely do think this was a great session we had this week. And for all you YouTubers out there who were cited, I'm sorry that I had the issues with the camera, but well, Avi said, now that I figured it out, I should be good to go now. So yeah. And,
Should be all set up for the next one.
No apologies. No apologies required ever, DJ. We always love to have you with us, and no matter whether we can see you or not, you're an awesome company. Okay.
Well, thank you so very much. And I just wondered, do you think maybe I could sing a little something for you guys before we end the session, or?
Absolutely. The stage is yours, girl. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, I'm going to. Hang on, I'm going to pull it up on my.
No,
oh, we have
Allowistic's back.
Allowistic back again.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So Vincent, DJ's going to give us a shout out with some music. She likes to sing. She's got a tune for us tonight. So let's see what's going on.
Okay, let me just scroll area. Okay, I'm just going to do this here. I'm going to. Hang on, I just got to get the song fired up.
Dim zoom button.
I gotta find
Minimize button. Dim.
My laptop died.
Did you plug it in?
No, I went and downloaded the app on my phone and called back in.
Oh, cool. It looks good. I'll tell you, it's crisper with the phone.
Well, it's because I got a 2012 MacBook Pro versus the iPhone 6.
Nice.
Okay.
Here comes DJ. Queuing it up.
Yep, I just gotta find it here.
Calendar, face iTunes, iBooks.
Oh, hold on.
iTunes. System preferences.
Yeah, this is the.
iTunes.
I'm gonna sing the country song, and I don't know for those of you. I don't know if any of you guys are into country music, but I just. Oh, I got an answer right there. But I'm gonna sing for you guys the song that I mentioned in this week's Music Monday Wave that I talked about.
Cool.
This is
Playlist, iTunes, Connect, Radio, New for my search text.
Hold on. I just gotta search for it.
Spit. Oh. S. Tap 9 play button.
Okay. Oh.
LC button search text field. You are currently on a text field.
Yeah. Voiceover. I know. I'm on a text field.
E. Roses care up. Okay. Next play button.
It.
Next.
You know what I think?
Here we go. Here we go. God's scars from what you've done. I'll show them to you, baby, one by one. I took my chances, I wanted more. I found rusted back. Walk by emotions. Cut me so deep, you don't even know. Every time I take a step closer, I wanna tell you it's all over. Can't work with me, I'm trying to hold you like walk wire, road. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Nice one. Well done.
Johnny is golden, sweet and honey. You look to me like you light on. I scratched the surface, I found the truth. You're made for me, that's what you do. Walk wide, cut me so deep, you don't even know. Every time I take a step closer, I wanna tell you it's all over. The world made me try to hold you tight.
Good song for West Coast swing, man. Great tune. Great beat.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is the song I was talking about that reminds me of my youngest. But I think it came out back in 2010. So yeah, it was a big year. Anyway, well, my I've got scars from what you've done, and I'll show them to you, baby, one by one. I took my chances, I wanted more. I found trust and I found your love. Got me so deep, don't even know. Every time I take a step closer, I wanna tangle. It's all over. They were made to try to hold you like otherwise, they were made to try to hold you like
Good stuff.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the name of the band who sings this song, by the way, is oh, you made trying to hold you like wire, roses. There you go. That's for you guys.
Bravo.
Well done.
Awesome job.
All right. Well, I guess that wraps up our session then for this week.
Dynamite.
Dock of the Bay.
Thanks, everybody. We're going to call it a night, and we'll catch you on the next Dock Party next week. Looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah,
See you then.
Vincent, thank you. Andrew, thank you. Have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing your Mevo camera, and I think that's going to be awesome. And DJ, I'll get in touch with you.
It's going to be good fun.
And keep up the great work, Vincent. Super job.
As Pokerman would say, catch you on the next wave.
Catch you on the next wave.
See you later, guys.
My waiver.
My wave.
Take care. Good night,
Ciao.
everybody.